This sample is the invisible zipper sample. I already traced the pattern information on fabric. Notice that you have this stop sewing, the zipper stopper placement here, and also there is a mark that is about 5/8 of an inch plus 1/16 right under the waist seam. So the waist seam is at half an inch, and 3/16 under that there is the top line mark that I marked on the fabric. Now that I transferred the information from the pattern to the fabric, I can remove my pins. And after removing my pins, I will sew this seam, and it is I am going to sew the seam from this point down, and I am going to serge the seam allowances, and then the next step will be applying the invisible zipper to the fabric. Again, the invisible zipper is a zipper that doesn't show the zipper coil on the right side of the zipper. So the zipper coil and the zipper teeth are on the back side. You can see them on the back side of the zipper. Okay, and again you have a stopper at the bottom and two plastic stoppers that almost invisible at the top, and the top of this stopper is what I am going to align with this line over here. So the top of the zipper, the top zipper stopper is what is going to be aligned with the alignment mark on the top at the waist seam. Okay. I am going to sew the seam from the zipper stopper mark all the way down, back stitching beginning and end. There are several ways to attach an invisible zipper to a garment. I find this one to be the easiest. So accordingly, I am going to use this method to attach the invisible zipper. I am adjusting my foot so that my needle stitches between the toes. So I'm going to sew a few stitches, back stitch, and then I will forward stitch until I get to the end, and then from there back stitch again. Trim my thread. I will go to the ironing board and I will iron my seam open, and also I will serge the seam allowance on both sides of the seam. Okay. The other thing I need to do is I need to fold back the seam allowance at the ½ inch mark, so that I have a crease that I can work with to attach the zipper, and I'll do that on both sides. So I will show you in a minute what I'm going to do. So I am going to transfer the line information from the wrong side of the fabric to the right side of the fabric by pinning on that line on both sides. So I have a pin for each side of the seam. Okay, so here is the pin and it's gonna come out on one of the dots on that seam. And I am going to use that pin to basically help me press the seam open and create a crease that indicate where is the half-inch mark of the seam. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So I am folding on my pin. You can and then I am also going to crease my seam and press. So I have my seam marked on both sides, and if I open you can see that the seam is marked on both sides. That crease will help me in aligning the zipper coil with the crease so that the center of my zipper is at half an inch away from the seam edge. What I'm going to do right now is I am going to serge the seam allowances in preparation for the zipper installment. Now that I have my seam creased and serged, I can start pinning the invisible zipper to my garment. In this case, we work from the right side of the garment. So the right side of the garment, and this would be the right side of the zipper. And the way we do that is, so in this case, I will flip the zipper so the right side of the zipper is facing the right side of my garment, and I will unzip my zipper and I will align my zipper coil with the crease. Okay, so I have the zipper coil over here and I have my zipper. The only information I need to transfer from the back to the front is the mark I marked for the zipper stopper to start. So I need to transfer this information to both sides. I will align both sides and I will mark. I need this mark on the right side of the fabric. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to align the zipper, the top of the upper zipper stopper with this line over here, and the zipper coil touches the crease. Okay, and that's where I'm going to insert my first pin. Okay, and then I will continue doing that by aligning the zipper, the edge of the zipper coil with the center, or with the crease, and pinning. Until I get to the point where the seam is closed. So now I can go from the wrong side of the fabric and I can pin until I get to where the sewing is. Again, aligning the coil with the crease until I get to this point. Okay, so I pinned this side. Right, if I go from the side, right side of the garment, what I need to do is I am going to flip the zipper once and then flip it twice and then align the other side of the zipper. I have my mark over here, so I'm aligning the top of the zipper stopper of the other side with the top mark, and I will pin. Okay, and I will align my zipper coil with the crease, and I'll keep pinning until I get to the point where I already sewn my seam. Again, there are several ways to sew an invisible zipper. I find this one to be kind of one of the easiest ways to do it. Once you get a little bit down, you need to work from the wrong side of the garment. So I'll push my zipper to the wrong side, and then I will be pinning until I get to the point where the seams are attached to each other, which is over here. Okay, so now I have both of my zipper sides attached to the garment, and it is right sides together. So when the zipper is zipped, the seam becomes invisible. Okay, and that's where that word invisible came from, or the expression invisible zipper came from. So an invisible zipper is not supposed to show. So if your teeth show, this means that some areas need to be fixed. How do I know that I installed or pinned my zipper the right way? Again, you will the right side of the zipper goes to the right side of the garment, the tape goes towards the seam allowance edge, and the coil touches the crease that I created by pressing the center back seam or the seam. Okay, and that's the same thing goes on the other side. All right, so what's left right now is to machine sew the zipper in place. So I will adjust the camera and then I'll show you the next step. So the foot that we use for the invisible zipper is called the invisible zipper foot. This is the home machine version of it. Basically, the invisible zipper foot has an eyelet where the needle stitches, and on the other side, or on the flip side of that, you will see that it has two grooves. Come closer. So one group where the left zipper coil kind of sits in. So if you are attaching a zipper and the zipper coil is on the left side, you will actually put pass the zipper coil inside the left groove. If you are working with the right side coil, you will use the right side groove. Okay, so left side to left side coil, right side to right side coil, and in this case the needle will be stitching behind the coil to attach the zipper side to the seam allowance of the garment. So I will attach my zipper foot, and I will show you how to sew. And I'm just gonna make sure that my thread is under the foot. So I am pulling the top thread under the foot. Okay, and then what I am going to do is I am going to align the zipper coil with the left zipper channel or tunnel or whatever you may call it. Okay, so this is where this zipper coil should go. Okay, this is also a permanent stitch, so I will start by back stitching a few stitches. And then I will forward stitch. And basically the zipper foot does the job for me. I don't have to do anything once the sewing starts. All I have to do is to make sure that the zipper coil is inside the left tunnel. And I will remove my pins as I go. So the needle is stitching right behind the back of the coil. Once I get to the end of the seam, I marked where I already attached the two seams together, the two pieces of fabric together. So once I get to that point, I will just backstitch. So this is my mark over here, and I'll backstitch once I get to this point. Again, I am aligning the zipper coil with the center, with the crease of the seam until I get to this point, and then I will backstitch. One more stitch and then backstitching. And this side of the zipper is done. I ran out of bobbin, so I will correct that and I'll come back and redo it. So again, to attach the zipper, this is the coil is to the left side, so my zipper teeth and zipper coil will go on the left side, on the left groove of the foot. I will start by back stitching 3 stitches, and then I will forward stitch until I get to the mark I marked, or until I get to the point where the two seams are, the two pieces of fabrics are attached to each other. The invisible zipper foot does the job for me. Again, the needle stitches right behind the coil, and the closer the needle to the back of the coil, the less visible is the seam. I need to remove my pins as I go. And that's what the invisible zipper helped me do. So here is where my two pieces are attached to each other. So I'll come to this point, one more stitch, and then I'll backstitch a few stitches. Okay, so this side over here is done. And if I inspect my stitching, you will see that the sewing is right behind the zipper teeth. Make sure that your sewing is not involving any of the zipper coils, because that actually interferes with the function of the zipper itself. I can inspect this side if I want to, so I will bring my zipper pull closer. Okay, and I can pull it from, can remove the last pin. Okay, and I'll just pull it on the right side of the garment, and then from there I will zip the zipper just to make sure that my zipper is installed nicely. So I like what's happening in here. I'll unzip it again and attach the other side. Okay, you don't want the zipper pull in your way, so that you are free to sew the way you want from the front. Just remove this last pin and then pull the zipper out of my way, and I can repin again before I attach the other side. So here is my last pin, and I can now go ahead and sew the right zipper coil. Again, so if the coil is on the right side, my coil goes in the right groove so that the needle is sewing right behind it. Okay, start by back stitching 2 stitches, and then I'll stitch normally, making sure that my needle is sewing right behind my coil. And I remove my pins as I go. Until I get to the point where the two seams are attached to each other. I'm removing my last pin and sewing until the connection between the two seams, and then I'll backstitch. Okay. Trim your thread, inspect your sewing. Okay, and inspect how far your sewing is away from the back of the coil. And then from here, what I need to do is I need to zip. So I am pulling my zipper pull, and then I'll go to the right side of the garment, and here is my zipper installed, and it looks nice, and you can barely see the seam. I have to pull on it to be able to see the zipper coil, and it's a contrasting zipper, so you can see where it like if there is a space, you will be able to see the green color in between. Now the zipper is longer. The zipper is longer than my fabric, so I need to shorten the zipper. Okay, so right now if I open the zipper the zipper pull will end or will stop where my seams are attached to each other. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to create a new zipper stopper for my garment. How do I do that? By a double threaded needle. So I will sew with a double threaded needle. Okay, and I'll trim the tail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass my needle between the two layers. Okay, and then I'll go around the coil at this point, and I will create a hand sewn zipper stopper. I'll do maybe 4 or 5 loops. And once I finish the last one, I will anchor my thread, okay, and pass it to the back and trim my thread tail. So this is how I'm going to this is how I created a new hand sewn zipper stopper. As you can see that the coil also is too long, so all I need is like maybe an inch below this zipper stopper. So I will use a scissor to cut right underneath. Okay, so this is how I cut my zipper, and the last step will be sealing this end by burning it. So I already trimmed the end of the zipper, and because it's if I pull on it right now it's going to fray, and it is made out of plastic. Just make sure that you don't burn yourself. And I am sealing it. Basically I'm melting the plastic to seal this end so that if I pull on it right now it's not going to fray. And that's it. So this is basically the invisible zipper sample. Okay, and here is the invisible zipper sample, the pattern piece, and the sample itself. And again, I'm making sure that my zipper is functioning and it's perfectly working and it's not visible to the viewer, so nobody will know that there is a zipper in there. That's it for the invisible zipper, and I'll see you in the next one.